We had talked about this game before, South Park Snow Day, but it didn't give us a good glimpse into the gameplay. Well, Dave and I had kind of gone back and forth of whether or not we're going to talk about this, because Dave's like, I don't know if I have anything good to say. So, but Dave, let's pull up the trailer and we can talk about it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull up the trailer. Adam, has your thoughts of this game changed at all?
I will say it changed in a way where I didn't think this is where they were going with the game, if that makes sense. I didn't think this is where they were going with the gameplay, if that makes sense.
Are you more excited, less excited, or equally just kind of whatever?
I don't want to say I'm more excited. I'm more understanding of what type of game this is now, and it makes it so gives me more interest in playing it rather than what I thought it was. And so if you're just watching, it's set like a co-op like action adventure game, and you can play with up to 3 friends. So if you're yeah, and that's kind of what you're seeing right now. So each character will have their own abilities and stuff like that. And you'll be able to, and the one thing about it, so there's 4 characters, like you play as a group of 4. You can play by yourself with AI, so that's kind of neat. Like if you don't want to play with anybody, you can play by yourself. You can play with a group of friends that you invite, or you can do open matchmaking and you'll play with 3 other randos.
Okay. Let's start with the good aspects. So yeah, guys, if you guys are just listening on the Spotify, we are seeing some story clips, which was a concern of mine. Is I did not think that this game was going to have a story, and we are seeing some story clips, which is welcoming. I mean, that's good. We're also seeing a very different style of combat, where the original RPGs was a turn-based style combat system, and it looks like this one is going to be much more of like a button masher brawler style.
Yeah.
And honestly, I like that. I would prefer a button masher brawler than a turn-based RPG. I've just never really been into turn-based RPGs. They're fun, but they're not as exciting as just being able to smash buttons and kind of hit people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm excited for that aspect. What am I not excited for? And there's a few things that this trailer kind of solidifies the questions that I had. And to me, I'm just going to put it out here. This is the death of the South Park franchise for me. It is. I'm sorry. It is. I love the first 2 games. I love the Stick of Truth. I love the Fractured Butthole. I really, really wanted a 3rd installment of that game. Even if it was 2D turn-based, I don't care. That's the game that I wanted, because the franchise, the South Park IP, I'm not looking for incredible gameplay. I love the video game because I love the franchise, and I want to experience the things that happen within that world of South Park, that happen within the story. I want an incredibly detailed, funny storyline that Matt Stone and Trey Parker always provide, and I'm not getting it with this game. The thing with the co-op, right? So you talked a lot about it, right? You can play multiplayer, but if you want to play solo, you can play solo, but you're going to be playing with 3 other CPU companions, right? That solidifies to me that this is not a story-based game. As much as they want to push the story narrative, this is not a story-based game. I think there's going to be a little bit of a storyline, but not nearly as in-depth and as exciting as the Stick of Truth and the Fractured Butthole. I think this is going to be more of a combat focus, where it's like you and 3 other people just keep going to these random bases and killing all these enemies, and then like it's just like a horde. It's basically like a horde brawler is what I'm getting.
I think I understand what you're saying with that. Like, yes, it's not what the games have been in the past. I don't think the story is going to be that in depth, like you say, because I do think it is more involved in the gameplay mechanics and having that, like, just the brawler feel to it. Go in there and just kill a bunch of people, and then you're like, you beat it. and just having something that RPG, not RPG, the action adventure type of game. And for me, I've never been a South Park fan. So for this game, this is what I would gravitate towards more, if that makes sense, rather than the other stuff. But that's just because this is the type of game I like to play. However, I do understand like true South Park fans are definitely more interested in what South Park is and what it feels like and what games they've had in the past. And I see that in the comments all the time. It's like, this game isn't South Park. This game's stupid.
Yeah.
And so I could see that frustration in the true fans that I've read the messages or the chats or the comments and things like that, and I understand it. However, do you think that this is just a step before they get to a third one, or do you think third one's never going to come?
No, I think unfortunately the third one's never going to come because they're putting all their eggs in this basket, right? And we talked about this when we talked about South Park the first time. You touched on it just a little bit right now, is like what they wanted to do was bring in a new audience. I get that. I get that. They did. They brought in a new audience. You were never interested in South Park. Now
Nope.
you're slightly interested in South Park. But let's be 100% honest right here. You're interested in South Park a little bit, but are you going to play this game?
Am I going to play this game?
Yeah.
If it goes on sale, yes.
If it goes on sale, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's just because this isn't an IP that I've become accustomed to, and so yeah. I don't know.
So they're trying to gain a new audience, which they did, which is you. You are not a South Park fan. You didn't play the first two original games. They've reached out into a different category and tried to get something that, a different game type feel, right? And it's like, yes, you did gain a new audience, but how much of your loyal old audience did you lose? Because I'm not playing this game.
Dave's angry.
And I'm not angry about it. I'm really not. I'm just being 100% honest. Like, I am not playing this game. And when it comes to like a video game developer, you have to think about it from like a business standpoint. And it's like, and again, I don't want to offend anybody, but when it comes to South Park, like, I am a better customer than you. Does that make sense?
You 100% are.
Yeah, because I've bought the first two games at full price. Excited. I've bought the first two games. I've showed people the games. I'm like, this game's great. You got to, like, I've marketed the games for, like, you know what I mean? And they've kind of turned their back on their good customers to try to reach out to new customers. And that's like a business 101. Like, you should not do that. You know what I mean? Because I'm not playing this game. So they're putting all of their eggs in one basket. And I think that unfortunately this game is going to flop. And because this game flops, the South Park IP is not going to move into it. They're just not going to make another game.
Yeah. Or at least for a long time.
For a long time, because it's like, they've seen the success of the first two games. This one's going to totally flop, and they'll be like, oh, well, people don't care about South Park games anymore. Like, let's not make South Park games. And that's not accurate. People just didn't care about this South Park game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
right. Well, I mean, they could, what if they go in, this game flops. They're like, wow, why did we stray away from what works and what people love? Let's go back to it. Like, let's release another one. Let's release an extended DLC of the game.
I mean,
the first game.
I'm all for letting bygones be bygones. And if you guys just want to push this one under the bridge and we all just agree that it doesn't exist and we just make South Park 3 the way that it should be, do it. Do it up. Do it up, boys. So if they I don't know. If they ever go back to the original style, I'm here for it. I'm a South Park fan. I love the IP. If they make South Park 3 the way that I think it should be made and the way that I think, fans of the series wanted it to be made, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it I'm going to pre-order it. I'm going to get it day one. I will pay full price for it. Not this.
But not this one.
Not this one. No, it's not happening.
Dave gives it a thumbs down.
Double thumbs down.
Double thumbs down. I thought it might, because I know in the first time we talked about it, you were very against, because you thought it was like a team versus team aspect. And I know you're like, oh, I don't want this at all.
I think I think it's, but that's the problem, is that's what I think it is. And I don't think it's a team versus team.
It's not a team versus team.
I don't think it's a team versus team. I think it's just your team versus CPU, which is even worse. You're not even playing against another team of people. It's just it's 4 people just going into this like base and just killing CPU guys, and then it's like, okay, you won, congratulations. Like, and it's gonna load. I can see it now. It's gonna load up with like like just how Call of Duty lobbies load up, where it's like you killed 4. Your kill death ratio was 4-3, and it's like, oh my god.
No, it's not gonna be like
it's
that.
1000% gonna be like
no.
that.
It's gonna be more like the Nazi zombies after you all die. It's like, oh, you killed 600 zombies and you died once. Just kidding.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like this kind of gameplay. I know it's not what you want for a South Park game, but for me, like if I'm gonna play it, it's because I'm never gonna play the other ones, like the turn-based RPGs, because those don't appeal to me, and like South Park doesn't really appeal to me during like that kind of setting, if that makes sense. So
yeah, I mean,
but whatever. I know you love it, and I know you love South Park, and you're kind of disappointed in this. So
I'm a little disappointed in this. I mean, it's fine. There's plenty of other games to keep me going. I mean, and don't get me wrong, guys. I could be totally wrong. I mean, this game could come out and people could absolutely love it and could be like the next Fortnite. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
You and your comparisons to most random games. This is gonna be Fortnite.
You know what I'm saying though. Like it could be super popular and people could really like it. And if people really like it, great. I mean, it's a game.
More power to them.
More power to them. I'm glad that people like the game, but just me. Yeah. I think I'm speaking for at least a few of the diehard South Park fans that are just honestly kind of disappointed that this is the game we're getting. When we've been waiting super long. I mean, it's been a super long time since the Fractured Butthole. It really has. Like we're due for another South Park game, and it's just not the game.
And not this one.
Not the game the fans wanted. So.